Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am being joined by one of my friends, Daley, who is very big on the boxing scene, but big Chelsea fan as well. For those of you who don't know, Daley, I've never really spent that much time with you, to be fair. I mean, I've interviewed you once last season for the United game. I remember there was a clip of you basically saying that we need to try and be a little bit more positive around the team and backing what we have and a little bit more patient. And I think last season you turned out to be right. But this season we've had some ups, some downs. I'd say it's been pretty mixed. But just so everyone knows, like, how did you get into Chelsea? How long have you been supporting the team? And obviously, you're a very passionate man.
Yeah, well, I'm 40 years old now, so I think I've been supporting Chelsea since I was like 12 years old. I grew up in foster homes and stuff. So when I moved foster homes, I grew up in foster homes from 2 years old. But so I never knew anything about London growing up until I was around 11, 12 years old. And I came to a new foster home and it happened to be in London.
Right.
And obviously I played football at a good level as a kid as well. So the football team I joined, the manager supported Chelsea. And then I started to get a bond with the manager. And at the time, I'm someone that I want to support someone where I know I'm going to be able to go to games. I don't want to be one of those fans where I can't go to games because it's, let's say I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm never going to go to a Liverpool game. So my thought process was I need to support a team that's London-based, where I can get to on a regular basis and support them like a real fan. So, the manager supported Chelsea and I leant towards Chelsea. So
that was your inspiration. Nothing to do with like mates or anything like that. All to do with your gaffer. Obviously, I'm guessing you looked up to him, and then
I did. He was like a father. He was like a father figure. So he supported Chelsea. I remember. He took me to games. One of the most iconic moments with my ex-football manager was actually, the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yep.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
When Zola scored that goal.
Who did we play? Was that?
I forgot who it was, but I remember.
Before my time, Daley. This is before my time.
Really?
Is it Stuttgart? Am I right in saying Stuttgart?
Oh wait, no, it doesn't say it on here.
Was it?
But anyway, Zola.
I'm too young for this. I'm too young. Go on.
I just remember Zola scoring, right? And there was like a riot outside in like King's Road.
Yep.
Like everyone was going crazy. Everyone was looting. Everyone was going crazy. Like people were trying to shut their shops. The Chelsea fans were going absolutely mad that we won that trophy. It
was Stuttgart. It was Stuttgart. I was right.
Okay. Yeah.
1997-98 Cup Winners' Cup.
But I was young then, so this is my first experience. Winning something like that, and where the fans are going absolutely crazy. Like the streets were crazy that night.
Hey man, well, I was very blessed to sort of walk into Chelsea through my dad. My dad's a big Chelsea fan, so he took me to my first ever game. I swear, people always ask me what my first game was, and I'm sure it might have been just a Premier League match, but God honest truth, I can't remember it. The first game I have a memory of was the cup final against Portsmouth. That was the first one. So I mean, I've done pretty well there. That's when Drogba scored that free kick. But hey man, listen, let's
what nobody can ever say to me, which I'm proud of, is that you started supporting Chelsea when Abramovich came along.
I don't have the same privilege.
Yeah, I had to suffer, man. I had to suffer.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we had to suffer in recent years. I know people would like to. I mean, it's nothing in the grand scheme of things, but since Clearlake have come in, obviously we've had some ups and downs.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the Leeds game, mate. I was there in Leeds. I have to admit that I was surprised after the game because I knew it was a poor performance. I knew that. But
Yeah,
I didn't realize how bad it was in the grand scheme of things in terms of what the manager was going to say. John Terry come out and criticize the
yeah.
team. And it just seems like everyone flipped so quickly from being really optimistic and positive to then basically hating on a lot of our players, Tosin being one of them, which, by the way, I kind of understand. But there's a way to do it. And yeah, I mean, what's your take on the Leeds game? And I don't know how you were feeling before that as well. But for me, I've always felt like we could challenge. And I just want to use that word correctly. When I say challenge, I never thought we would win. But I always thought we would be in the conversation. And I still think we should be in the conversation, to be honest with you, Daley. But, I mean, is that 10 points? Is that 6 points? You know, how close you have to be a serious team in the modern day? I don't know.
Yeah. I think, like I said, at the start of the season, I said I agreed. If it's true what the owners, their targets is to finish in the top 4 again. And then, yeah, I agree with that. This is a young team. It's one of the youngest teams in Europe. I think Strasbourg, which is owned by, our owners anyway, I think they're the youngest. So, yeah, So alongside them, youngest team in Europe. So as much as I get frustrated with certain games, I also am mature enough to understand the process. And you can't expect, just because you throw a load of money at young players, you can't expect them just to go and deliver straight away. It's a process. So I'm a strong believer in trying to do things right and not be too harsh when things go wrong. You're only human, so you are going to be annoyed, just like I was with the Leeds game. I wasn't annoyed of losing, because, as I said, it's a process. I was annoyed in the manner that we lost, because it's all right when you play teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Barcelona, you're naturally going to get up for those games. But what these young players have to realize is, which again, this is lessons, and they need these lessons to be able to go into next season and actually really compete for the title. They have to understand that the standards can't drop just because you go and play a Leeds United. The standards can't drop. If you want to be a team, a serious team, if you want to be a team that's trying to get closer to winning the title, then you have to understand what it means to play for Chelsea. The fans that travel to these away games as well, what it means to them to travel all that way, and they want to see their team care and run around like they mean it. Sometimes you can't win games being pretty. Esteval, we all love Esteval. He's my favorite player, alongside
Favorite already.
Yeah, I said even before when we signed him and he weren't playing for us, he was still playing over there. He was the first player in a long time where I wanted to buy the shirt with a name on the back. Normally, I just get a plain shirt. I haven't got it yet. I got my daughter Esteval instead. But alongside Esteval and Cole Palmer, them two out of everyone, them two are my favorite players. But what I'm saying is, Esteval, as great as he is, these are the games that he's going to find out, what Premier League football is all about. And there's no blame on Esteval. I'm not blaming Esteval in his performance against Leeds. What I'm saying is, collectively as a team, these young players have to realize that sometimes you have to win ugly, which means you have to match them from the word go, with the intensity, with the aggression. You have to press, you have to hunt, you have to defend like warriors, to get results like that, because it's Leeds United. They're going to be up for it, like John Terry said. And that's what they done. They set the tone. That first 10 minutes, they just made the whole team nervous. You know, just because of how positive they came out of the track, they were just right at us, and we weren't ready for that.
Well, Esteval didn't look ready, to be fair. I mean, that's
No.
not a criticism. It's just it's such a difficult environment. I mean, I've come out and I've basically said that I think Leeds have the best atmosphere in English football.
Yeah.
I've been 3 times. I've been impressed 3 times. Just on Maresca and Esteval as well. Maresca said that he doesn't think Leeds targeted Esteval. He said that they targeted the whole team. But it's a process for him to become better and better. He also said that it's too easy to just put Esteval on the pitch and play. We need to manage him a bit. I mean, this has been one of the debates since Burnley, really, because he decided Maresca not to bring Esteval on, which I think was the right decision in hindsight because he's had a lot of minutes since.
Yeah.
And then we had the last game against Arsenal where there was a viral moment of one fan. I don't think he was being serious, but it went viral, and he basically said Esteval, that was poor. And this is the problem. When you got an 18-year-old, no matter how good you are, you're still 18 years old. You've come from another league, another country. It's a brand new experience. And I don't want to be in a situation where I'm leaning on Esteval to win us every single game. I mean, it was unhealthy what we did with Cole Palmer, but at least Palmer's English. He's been around England. He's played at Man City. Like, there's a little bit of familiarity there. And there just isn't with Esteval. Also, when I look at Pedro Neto, like the impact that he made against Leeds, for me, Pedro Neto, if I had to put a player on the back of my show, it'd be Pedro Neto this season. I think he's been a leader. I think he's a part of our spine. And I also think that he's so underrated. People don't appreciate the effort that he puts in. It's not as sexy to watch as an Esteval, but it's really, really effective. And I think that actually puts Maresca in a good position as well. Because if you had Neto seriously underperforming, then you would be thinking, why is Esteval not starting every week? But the fact that you've still got Neto performing, doing his defensive duties, GA as well, I think it puts less pressure on Esteval as well, which is a positive.
And it also proves that Maresca was right in taking Esteval off, because look, Pedro Neto came on, he got a goal back for us. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It's just when you go away to teams like that, you just, the standards can't drop. But some of it, I love Maresca. I love what he's doing. I love what he's done. I like how we have an identity under Maresca. I love the way we play on our day, the flair, the attacking ability. The defensive unit has started to be better. But for Leeds, he did go a bit too far with the changes. Sometimes he has to understand. For me, I understand you need to look after the players, right? But at the same time, these players are on 100,000 a week, some more, some less. And I just think if you're fit to play, and then let them play. But what he done, it was too much. The changes was too much. He didn't need to do what he done. Do you know what I mean? So
you say that, so you got to be more specific, because he took Reece James out. He took obviously Caicedo you couldn't play. Fofana was out, and then he took Neto out. Those are the 4. And I think all of those changes, I understand them. I mean, I'm not talking tactically, but in terms of resting players or not being able to play Caicedo.
Okay, so
I just don't know what he should do differently. But he said that he regrets not playing Josh, which is probably,
Okay, yeah. So that's okay. So this is where I say he should take a little bit of responsibility. I'm not saying that it's wrong what he done. What I'm saying is, when you look at the detail of certain players, if you're going on numbers, if you're going on stats, if you're going on how they're playing, the confidence and everything, when you put Tosin in there, when you put Badiashile in there, playing together, you know what's going to happen. It's been proven already that they're going to make mistakes. Not only the mistakes, they slow the game down. When them two play together from the back, they're passing it so slow along the back line, then back to the keeper, then side to side. It just slows everything down. You know, it just shows how much we miss Colwell, because he knows how to break lines. You know, with those passing, with his passing ability, bring the ball out. And I just think it's been proven that Tosin and Badiashile together, and also Chalobah with Tosin. Chalobah, you know, Chalobah is the kind of player that he needs someone cool, calm, and collected playing alongside him. I don't think Chalobah's at the level of world class, but he's still reliable centre back for us, right? But he needs to play with someone that's cool, calm, and collected. Look how Chalobah played alongside Thiago Silva. Because Thiago Silva, cool, calm, and collected. Tosin, not cool, calm, and collected. He panics on the ball. He's too slow on the ball. He doesn't give Chalobah any confidence playing alongside him. So this is what I'm saying is, like, one, don't play players out of position. So against Leeds, he put Chalobah, started him at right back. That's the first thing. Don't do that. Keep him where he is. But then keeping him there he is, who do you play alongside him? Okay, you want to bring Wesley Fofana out. That's fine. That's granted. He can't play every 3 days. He's just come back from a massive injury. Okay, so then you look into what's happened over the season and who has Chalobah played well with, or who can I put him with that's reliable? And for me, out of all of them, as young as he is, Achipong is the one that's more reliable than Tosin. So I would have played him alongside Chalobah.
Yeah.
You don't need to put Gusto and Reece James both on the bench. Okay. So granted, Reece James, but I think Malo Gusto, he's more suited. He's got more energy about him. He's fresher. He's not injury prone. So put Gusto at right back. That's all I wanted to see. Just so we're a bit more, especially against someone like Leeds that are going to be at us from the beginning. You just need a bit more structure in that defense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with you there. I don't really know what to think when I saw the lineup. I knew we were going to rotate, so I wasn't entirely surprised. But I was surprised to see Chalobah at right back, then playing with Tosin and Badiashile. Like, one of those players should have been on the bench. I'll leave that to everyone else to decide who that could have been. But yeah, I mean, Maresca said it. He said one of the regrets he had was that he didn't play Achimpong. The reason that he played with the defense that he did was because he saw a lot of long balls that Leeds were going to do, and he said even with that height, we still lost all of the long balls. And this is the thing with, I'd say, Badiashile and Tosin, not so much Chalobah. Like, I feel like Chalobah's pretty good at competing in the air. Like, he scored a goal against Arsenal, was a good header. I think Chalobah can handle himself. He definitely needs a partner alongside him. No doubt, you play a competent centre back next to him. He looks more competent. But yeah, Tosin I think it was pathetic, to be honest with you, from Tosin.
But this is what I'm saying, mate. If Maresca's saying to deal with long balls, as tall as Tosin is, it's been proven that he even finds that difficult. If the ball goes in behind him over the top, we saw what's happened. We've seen what's happened in games with him.
Yeah.
So you know that he has errors in him when it comes to long balls over the top. So he's tall, but being tall doesn't look at Thiago Silva. Was he the tallest defender?
You don't need to be tall to be a good defender. I mean, Lisandro Martinez at United, I don't even think he's 6 foot, and he's winning a lot of aerial balls. Yeah, there's a lot of examples of defenders who
I don't know how tall that Murillo is, but he's not.
I think he's pretty big, but I mean, none of them are as tall as Tosin.
But I'm not sure.
Okay,
height-wise,
I'm not sure. But yeah, man.
But also I just want to touch on another point. I'm not sure. I don't know how you feel about this. I'm not sure. When we say we need a world-class goalkeeper next summer, we need a world-class centre-back or maybe two, okay, because of Wesley Fofana's being injury-prone. We might need a couple. Centre midfield, I think we're fine. So world-class keeper, the centre backs, and a prolific striker. But then I'm thinking, with the prolific striker thing, I've been thinking about this. I don't think Maresca's system suits a prolific striker. So as much, I know Delap can be better. João Pedro's fell off a little bit, but they're not. I don't think bringing in, let's say if you had an Osimhen, I don't think it will change much because Maresca's come out a number of times and said he wants everyone to be scoring goals equally. So his system is designed for wingers to have a lot of goals in them and have big impact. And I think it affects the role of the striker. So we're not going to get someone like a Haaland that's banging in, 30 plus goals a season because the way Maresca sets up is not designed to focus too much on the striker.
I mean, you say that, Daley. So if we had Haaland or Osimhen in our team last season and they basically had the same amount of opportunities as Jackson, I think we can both agree we would have scored more goals. I mean, whether we score 25 or 30, hard to tell, but I think we get more than, I don't know how many Jackson scored, 11 last season. Like it was worse than the season before when he scored, maybe he scored 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
But he the most he scored is about 15, right? So if you're getting another 5 goals, that could be, again, like stat padded against relegation teams, like I don't know, but those could be 5 different games where those goals will win you matches and gain you points. So as much as you're correct, and Maresca said it publicly as well, like I'm with you on that. I think that a better, more prolific striker would definitely make a difference.
But is that Omega?
Is that Omega? Well, my thing is this, Daley. I don't actually have a huge problem with the striker situation at the moment because it's early days. Like I'm not one of the people on the back. Yeah. I was never a big fan of bringing.
And neither do I. I'm just putting the point across.
No, I respect it. I mean,
do we need a world-class, prolific, proven goal scorer, or do we continue to, put trust in the a striker like Omega that's done all right in France? So
you know what the way I look at it is if you have 3 strikers that are getting you 10 goals each. And I'm talking about league goals. That still adds up to 30, whether it's 1 or 3, as long as you get those 30 goals from somewhere.
You know what? I'm just spoiled, man. I miss the days of where strikers are strikers, and, they're responsible for getting majority of the goals, like Drogba, like Diego Costa, I just miss that traditional kind of striker where they just know where the goal is. Whether it's left foot, right foot, header, back to goal, it doesn't matter. And I don't think we have a striker like that. I'm not sure. I don't think Delap is at that kind of level. He's still young though.
Definitely not now.
He's still young.
You said it earlier. It's about trust, and it's about, are we improving? I agree with you. You made a very sensible point earlier. You said, if we get top 4 again, that's fine. And for me, that's okay, as long as it's a little bit better than last season. And even if we were on a similar amount of points to last season, then I would look at the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. Did we progress further in those competitions? I'm going to predict the answer is going to be yes. Not very difficult to do. And then are we going to do better in Europe? And just by qualifying through the league phase of the Champions League, that's a bigger achievement than winning the Conference League in terms of how difficult it is.
It is, but we are Chelsea, so we're full of surprises sometimes. When you get to that knockout stage, we become a powerhouse.
Hey, well, I mean, I'm not going to complain about it, but I mean, my thing is a domestic cup. I mean, if you're asking me about the bare minimum, and people go, where are your standards? But you have to lay it's like when you run a session. Obviously, you're a boxing trainer. Yeah. There's a level, there's a standard. If you can't achieve X, Y, and Z, then you are not ready to fight. Just like if you can't do this and this and this, you're not capable, you don't deserve to play for Chelsea or manage Chelsea or own Chelsea, whatever it is that we're talking about, different layers. of the club. But for me, you just need to basically be a little bit better than last season. As long as I see gradual improvement and progression, there comes to a point where the next stage is just winning the league, and we're certainly closer, but we're not there.
Yeah, definitely closer. It might be even back to being closer again tomorrow if Aston Villa can do something and we win our game.
Who are Villa playing? I've forgotten who they play.
Arsenal.
Oh, there you go. Well, that makes sense.
Arsenal,
I think they could as well. It's a home game.
And Arsenal are travelling to them as well, so it could be the one. If Arsenal win that game, again they're proving they're. I know they're probably favourites, but they're proving again why they're probably going to win the league. If they go to, because Villa is on fire at the moment as well.
Villa are actually picking up. They had a terrible start to the season.
Yeah, and now,
What do you change for the Bournemouth game then? Like, what's your thought process going into that? Are you basically just slotting in the 3 players that we rotated that, for obvious reasons against Leeds? Are you just bringing all of them back in?
Maybe a couple more. Yeah, I think Garnacho should go back, not Gittins, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a hard one with Delap. I reckon, Delap and João Pedro, they're getting chance after chance after chance. Even now he's come back from injury. Delap's obviously getting his chances again. But I think he should try something different, man, and start Mark Yu.
I don't know. I like Mark Yu. I like him, but Maresca doesn't like him. I impact sub with you, 100%. Starting ahead of Delap and mostly Delap, to be honest, because I think João Pedro.
But we got the Champions League game as well coming up. So
against Atalanta. Yeah.
So are you playing Delap and João Pedro again tomorrow?
My philosophy is especially with players like Delap. I'm very specific with him because I think he's a unique player.
Yeah.
I think that when people judge him against Jackson last season, when Jackson was playing for Chelsea, they go, okay, number one, Jackson was playing every game. He had no competition. Number two, he'd also had another season to integrate into the side. Now, where's Delap's advantage? I think Delap is in a more stable team, and I think that helps. But he's not got regular game time, i.e., he's being rotated for João Pedro at times. He's injured, and then he's back in the mold, and you're sort of in and out. So for me, honestly, if I was playing Delap this season, I'm trying to think of the games we've got coming up. We've got Bournemouth, we've got Atalanta, we've got Everton. I don't see any reason if he's fully fit, why you don't start Delap in all of those games. And I'm not talking. This is not in the sense of, oh, this is the best thing to do to win this individual match. And maybe this is why people get annoyed. It's like, this is what I think is going to be best for Delap in order to get him picking up some form. If you play him every single week, you will either make or break him. And by the way, if he ends up getting 6 months of regular game time and he can't cut it, all right, we can have a different discussion. But the guy's barely had any game time. I think it's so difficult to expect him to perform to the same level as someone like Jackson, who's already had 2 seasons at Chelsea, and that's how we're judging him. Because there was a lot of moments, Daley, where people didn't like Jackson and they wanted him to leave. And now they're actually going, oh, I quite fancy having Jackson back in the fold. So, I mean, it just goes to show that it's roundabouts in football. You're going to have good moments and bad ones. But if we don't give him a run of games, I think it's very difficult to judge.
Yeah, I'm not judging him as in like, oh, get rid of him or anything like that.
Do you like Delap?
Yeah, like you said, it's hard to judge him right now because you need him to be starting every game to have a full assessment of him. I do like some of the things he does. You know, the way he can turn players and bring other players into play. Some of the things he does is a bit like how Jackson, similar to what Jackson done sometimes. But what are you going to do, though? If you're saying give Delap some more consistency, but Cole Palmer's back now.
Yeah.
So what are you saying with João Pedro?
I think that it's a different argument with João Pedro because he's had more game time and he's slowed down. So that's different. If Delap would have had the same amount of game time as João Pedro, then you could be more critical. But the fact that he hasn't had as much game time, he's been involved in 36% of the starting 11s in the Premier League, but he hasn't played 90 minutes in all of those games. 7 games in total. He's come off the bench twice in the Champions League, and he come off the bench in the Carabao Cup. I mean, his best football was in the Club World Cup. Like, I remember when he come off the bench against PSG, people laugh at me because I seem to single out that game. But that was a game where I thought, this guy's a threat. He looks good. This is a proper impact. And now I'm looking at it, I'm just thinking, he looks a bit lost. We're not finding him, not linking up. I mean, I've been disappointed with this hold-up play. I won't, deny. Oh yeah, his hold-up play.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah.
I mean, Burnley was really disappointing. Like, there's a couple of moments where, because a good striker, Daley doesn't just score goals. He links up and he creates for other people. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that I just need to see a little bit more from Delap. After Wolves, Maresca come out and said, with the red card, he said the problem with Liam is that he doesn't think about anyone else on the pitch. It's like he's playing alone. And I thought that is a really, really interesting comment. Like, I've never heard a manager say that about one of his players.
I just think he's young and he's at Chelsea. He's not at Ipswich. He's Chelsea, and he's got competition with João Pedro, and he's just trying to impress. That's all. He's overthinking it, trying too hard sometimes. That's all. I think he just needs to relax and play his football, and I think the goals will come.
I mean, he scored 12 goals in the Prem last season.
That's what I'm saying.
You can tell me whatever you want. That is seriously impressive for a relegation side. It's difficult to do it. It's very difficult to do it. And when he played against us, he bullied us. There's clearly a player there. But for me, I need to see a little bit more time. And I need to see regular minutes before I can make a decision. Like, how are you supposed to judge a player who for most of the season has actually been unavailable? I mean, from Brentford until Tottenham, like, he wasn't available. That's 6 games, and then you've got the other half of the season where fine, he's been available, but he's actually had no games in the Prem where he's played 90 minutes. So how am I supposed to judge that? I mean, that people say I'm biased, Daley. They say, well, it's because he's English. It's got nothing to do with the fact that he's English. It's to do with the fact that he's a good player. I mean, if you actually look at Delap and you compare him to João Pedro at Brighton, I was more hyped for that signing. He's cheaper half the price, but he scored more goals, a lot of open play goals as well. And I just think that he screams out like the proper striker that we've been missing. He's physical. He can do a lot of things. He can carry the ball through midfield in terms of counter-attacking. He could be an aerial threat, score penalties. And this isn't me criticizing João Pedro, but Delap, if he's scoring the goals, people will love that guy. They'll love it when he's absolutely. But in the modern day, Diego Costa couldn't have got away with what he did, 10 years ago if he was playing now. And I think it's a bit like that with Delap. If he was playing 10 years ago, it would have been different. But now you've got VAR and all these other different things. You've got to be careful. And football.
I think he just needs to. Maresca needs to start him consistently, just so we can see the best of Delap, because we need a striker. A striker's job is to score goals. At the end of the day, you're going to be judged on that, aren't you? So,
mate, honestly, I just want to see. I want to see him getting double digits this season. If he can get double digits this season, based on the role he's had so far, I think that would be good enough. And then you need to see another 10 from João Pedro at least. I mean, really, you want to see.
Do you think they'll bring Omega in January?
No, I don't. I don't think they will. I don't think we need to be honest with you. I think that our problem is defending. We've actually scored quite a lot of goals in the Prem, which people seem to be surprised about. With Palmer, with Esteval, Enzo chips in with goals.
They might bring Omega and give them, I don't know.
I doubt it, just because Mark Guiu as well. Like, maybe.
Well, they need to start scoring then.
Hey, absolutely, no dispute there. I don't know. I think that I think there's a good chance that we might see Achimpong coming in, but I don't think it will be against Bournemouth. I have this strange feeling that it would be Chalobah and Fofana again. But then if we're rotating on Tuesday against Atalanta, Achimpong and Badiashile maybe, because I mean tossing.
That's going to be a hard game, though. That Tuesday game, yeah.
Well, they sacked their manager. They had the old Southampton manager, and now he's gone. So I'm gutted because they probably picked up some form.
Yeah, as long as you keep Lookman quiet.
I don't know enough about Atalanta. Have you been watching any of their games or?
No, but I know enough about Lookman.
I mean, he's been great. He's been great. He's going to leave though. He's not renewing his contract. So
class player. I honestly think if we get to the knockout stage, that Chelsea are Chelsea. So anything can happen. We could reach another final. I personally think that. I think on our day, we're hard to beat.
Mate, yeah, this is the problem.
We're more suited with this young squad. With this young squad, we're more suited to the Champions League than Premier League right now. So
I think that's the physicality as well. Less physical. I mean, Maresca said that as well.
Yeah, I mean, look at Esteval. Who would have thought Esteval will kick out at someone like that? He's such a nice, humble kid. Who would have thought that he would get so frustrated and kick out at someone like that? It just shows you, how tough the Premier League is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame Maresca for taking him off. I think that was the right decision. But yes, he can't play against Bournemouth. I don't want him to play against Bournemouth. Esteval can play against Atalanta, and then I'd probably rest him a little bit more. For me, Esteval needs a bit of a break. I mean, that's the.
Would you start Cole Palmer tomorrow? Now
against Bournemouth. Well, he come off the bench, so yeah, I probably would start him against Bournemouth.
Probably would, right? He needs to get going again now.
I mean, just to give you an idea of what I do, I start Palmer against Bournemouth, Esteval against Atalanta, Palmer against Everton, Esteval against Cardiff, Palmer against Newcastle, and then I probably start Palmer against Villa as well, and then maybe Esteval at the end of the month when we play Bournemouth again. Like,
who is your consistent starting 11 for Chelsea?
The whole thing.
Like, for my thing is Premier League don't change. Stop swapping players.
Okay.
I think you need a consistent starting 11.
Yeah.
Where they're building that chemistry, where we can be consistent for a whole season.
Yeah.
So who would you put in there?
Sanchez, Cucurella, Fofana, Chalobah, James, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Palmer, Neto on the right, Garnacho on the left, and then it's between João Pedro and Delap. I don't really know who I'd start up top, to be honest with you. I haven't made my mind up.
Well, I feel like you were going on about Delap being starting more games.
Well, I want him to. I mean, that's because then I can judge him in the same way. Like, it's like if you're a boxer and you're comparing someone who's had 30 fights to someone who's had 10 fights. I mean, you can't compare it. So difficult to say. So if you're asking me in December who would I rather start, the answer is Delap. I'd rather have Delap just because I haven't seen enough of him. And if I get 3, 4, 5 games out of him, whether he's been good or poor, then I go, okay, right. He's had some time to settle. It's not just one game.
Yeah.
It feels like he's been a bit more trusted. There's nothing worse in any sport, professional, personal, like, it's the same in boxing, I can imagine. If you don't have confidence, then you're in big trouble. And
especially a striker.
Oh, 100%. And the one thing that Delap has that João Pedro doesn't have is the ability to shoot first time. I mean, they both have the ability, but Delap has this thing where he just doesn't care. He just goes for it. And we were so frustrated with Jackson last season for not having that. But then you say, right, do you have that bit of composure? Can you put your head up and find someone who's in a better position? Can you link up as well? Can you hold up the ball? And I think that's where Delap's letting himself down this season. But yeah, I mean that's where
I think him for the Premier League, João Pedro for Champions League.
João Pedro for Champions League. I can understand that. Yeah. What about Robert Sanchez? Have you been impressed with what you've seen from him? Because I've been really.
I was until Leeds, and he goes back to his.
No, you can't criticize him for that. Come on.
No. I'm not criticizing for the goals. What I'm saying is, Leeds were right at us. They were at us, and it made everyone nervous. And what I'm saying is, you need people that are cool, calm, and collected. You need a Thiago Silva. You need a Petr Cech, to settle things. And I think Robert Sanchez isn't quite there yet with that. His passing, his passing started to be good lately, but the Leeds game, the passing was, you're on the edge of your seat again. He didn't look confident with the ball at his feet, passing it out from the back. He's playing long balls that were going off the pitch as well. So I'm not blaming him. But he's done well. He's done well this season. Since PSG, he's really come, and since the red card, actually, he's really stepped up.
When it comes to that game, I mean, if we're going to look at his passing, I mean, granted, it can definitely be better. But when Leeds are pressing, when they're putting your players under pressure and we're not holding up the ball well, then it doesn't make the keeper look any better. I think that just stems from the whole team. A lot of the time, you say if you've got a bad keeper, it puts everyone else under pressure. But I think at the moment, it's the defense. And actually the midfield to an extent was really, really poor. We missed Caicedo so much. Our win record without Caicedo was 25%.
Yeah, I know.
So that means if we play 4 games, we lose 3 of them, or we drop points at 3.
But this is what I'm saying. When you got players like Caicedo, it's like you're replacing him. As much as I love Andre Santos, what is he? 19, 20?
Yeah, he's early 20s, I think.
Yeah, he's like, when you're replacing them with players like that are not experienced in the Premier League, playing against teams like Leeds, it's very hard to deal with. That's what I'm saying. This team is going to make mistakes. And the fans need to accept they're going to make mistakes, and these are all lessons for bigger things coming in the future. Mate, if they get it right next summer, we will definitely challenge for the Premier League title. If these directors, the owners, if they just do what we've been crying out for the last few seasons, which is the centre-back position, the goalkeeper especially, and then we are not far from winning the Premier League with this team. It's an unbelievable, talented squad. You've got a manager that knows how to manage this team. He's tactically great.
He is.
He knows how to.
I mean, a lot of people will disagree. Sorry to interrupt, mate, but I think he's great when teams come at him. But I don't think that we're great, or it doesn't look great when teams sit back and we have to break them down. Having said that, Leeds came at us as well, and we still struggled.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Maresca has proved in the big games that he can be a tactical genius.
Definitely.
But I think these smaller teams, what people got to remember as well, when things are going wrong, there's no point saying, Maresca's fault, or maybe thinking of a change and all that. There should be none of that. What we've got to remember is Maresca's learning as well. He's come from Leicester. He's now at Chelsea. You can see the progression. You can see the improvement. You can see what he's doing. You can see the identity. Now, we have to suffer together. The fans, the players, the manager, we all have to suffer so greater things can happen in the near future. And I don't think it's that far away, mate.
Well,
look what he's done. Look what we've done compared to Arsenal with Arteta. I know
how you feel about Arsenal.
Mate, It's Arsenal. I don't know what it is about Arsenal because I know we got that thing. We got the thing with Tottenham, but I don't know. It stems from my childhood. One of my good friends was an Arsenal fan, and I think it just started from there, the banter. And yeah, I always just pray for their downfall.
You got a whole page dedicated. What's the name of your page? We
I
hate
hate Arsenal. I hate Arsenal
hate,
FC.
I
Yeah.
hate Arsenal. I thought that was brilliant.
So I'm always waiting for them. I'm just praying for my sake that Arsenal don't win the league because I'm not gonna. I'm praying that they don't win the league because if they do win the league, I'm not gonna hear the end of it because I'm so vocal about Arsenal. They are not gonna allow me. They're not gonna leave me alone on my page.
They are. I'm not gonna lie, man. They're looking very. They didn't look great against us, but in terms of like just the fact that they're able to churn results even when they're not playing well, and
Mate, it's like when Mourinho teams when they grind out results when you're not looking good. That's what they're doing right now. That's why I'm very interested in tomorrow's game away to Villa. You know,
I will say this as well, Daley, which is that everybody looks at December and says, obviously, we struggle in December. I appreciate that. I would not have. I am not going to be too worried. I'm not going to panic as much in terms of if we struggle for results in December, even January. But I'd say January needs to certainly be better because the way it went last season is we were great. We got to the top of the mountain come Christmas time, and then we just went way down.
yeah.
And so if we're starting off sort of on that middle ground, a little bit up, a little bit down, I'd
Exactly.
say that that's a more stable place to be in terms of, all right, we're not great, we're not terrible, we're all right. And then I say, hopefully you just get better and better. So come the latter months, Arsenal have obviously started off better than we have, same as City, although they certainly have their issues as well. That's when I'm hoping that they start to struggle and we can start picking up some momentum as well and just mature in terms of the fact that instead of getting worse as the season goes on, we get better.
Yeah. Trust me, that's what I'm saying. Maresca himself, as well as the players, would have learnt from the Leeds game. As I said, these players need lessons. You know, they're not gonna learn anything by winning every single game and then not suffering a loss like that. They need it. They need people like Esteval, Gittins, all these type of players. They need these kind of games to make them better players. And that's why I'm upset. You always want to win. We're Chelsea, but I also understand what's going on.
I mean, Maresca's been nominated for manager of the month. Most people would have agreed with that until the Leeds result. I don't think he should get manager of the month. I'd give it to Emery at Villa. I think that the way he's turned the team around from having a really poor start to having a really great month.
But we didn't lose a game in November, right?
Well, actually, I guess yes. I suppose. Oh yeah, well, it's December. That's a good argument.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's no for November, so he might win it.
I mean, no, we drew against Arsenal. That's a good draw in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Well, when you put it like that, who did we have in Arsenal, Burnley, Wolves, Tottenham? I don't know. Hey,
You never know. You
big
never
up to
know.
Maresca anyway.
All I
hope
know
he can
is
do it.
tomorrow we need to get back on track. Not going to be an easy game. Bournemouth on their day under that manager. With a winger like, what's his name? Semenyo.
Semenyo, he's a great player.
Yeah.
And he's getting chopped up by someone.
So
someone's buying him next year.
I reckon what he might do tomorrow, I don't think he can afford to look at the Atalanta game and be like too picky with the players he's using tomorrow, because we need to win tomorrow. We need to get back on track. So he might go back to, because Caicedo's still out, he might go back to Reece James in the middle.
That would make sense.
With Gusto at right back.
And then start Gusto again against Atalanta.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I wonder if he would save Fofana for Champions League and start Achipong tomorrow. It's going to be either Achipong or Wesley Fofana alongside Chalobah anyway.
For me, it's got to be Fofana. You got to prioritize that game. Also, you have to have a little bit of faith that we can beat Atalanta, who have been all right, since they set their manager, but still a very winnable game.
Yeah,
I would be shocked if we don't win that game. Esteval on the pitch, hopefully, and maybe even Palmer as well, if we're feeling like he's up to it.
It's either going to be a tough game tomorrow. It's either going to be a tough game tomorrow, or we're going to go on a rampage tomorrow.
What, 4 or 5 goals?
Yeah, 4 or 5 goals.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 or 5 goals. Palmer on the score sheet back again. That's what I'm thinking. Before we go, I was asking, do you have any idea what the hell is happening with Mudryk?
God. Well, I heard that he was trying to become an Olympic sprinter, and then that story got crushed. But then it's come back, hasn't it? It's come back. So people are talking about it again as if it's some sort of genuine possibility. But I'll be honest with you, mate. I just don't see. I think it's a really frustrating thing for Mudryk, because the worst thing in life, in anything, any position of uncertainty, it could be a relationship, it could be your career, it could be whatever, is you want clarity. And he doesn't have clarity. And I think that the fact that this is dragged on for so long completely ruins. Like, I mean, we've seen it in boxing as well. I'm trying to think who it was. Was it Eubank or Conor Benn? Conor Benn. That situation was dragged on for over a year, if I'm not right. It was ridiculous. And I don't know if he was guilty. I don't know if he wasn't guilty. I'm not sure. But the thing is,
he's got a long contract as well.
Well, eventually he must have been proven not guilty, right? Because he got his fight. So that just goes to show...
Mudryk's contract is a very long one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'll have another 4 years on that deal, 100%.
Yeah, so
5 years.
Do you see him having a future, or they just send him off to Strasbourg?
Well, Chelsea are definitely open to bringing Mudryk back into the fold, but I think he'll have to go to Strasbourg, because the thing is, he was a part of this project under Maresca in the Conference League. He actually looked like he was improving. I was a fan of Mudryk, and then I gave up on him, to be honest with you, on the pitch. I gave up on him. I thought, I can't watch this anymore. But then I saw Maresca bring him on at moments. I thought during those moments,
I think he was being smart as well, using him in Conference League to get his confidence up. He was started to score goals, So, yeah, I mean, on his day, he is a dangerous winger. I mean, if he did come back, what makes him any different from like Gittins or Garnacho anyway?
Well, I would say Garnacho's better than both of them. I'm a fan of Garnacho. I'm not a fan of Gittins, and I know Mudryk is definitely not good enough now. But what makes Mudryk better than those two? Well, I'd say that Mudryk has one thing in common with Gittins, in the sense that they both like to have a crack, and when they do it and it goes well, it's unbelievable. But I think Garnacho is more reliable. I think that Gittins will give you an amazing moment, but then he'll give you loads of rubbish moments. Whereas Garnacho will give you a 6 out of 10 a lot, and then occasionally you'll get a 7 or 8, and occasionally you'll get a poor performance.
I like Mudryk, man. I like Mudryk. If I reckon Maresca was on the way to sorting him out.
I mean, he was hanging out in Poland, mate, when we were playing the final. People were just taking pictures of him in the pub. I never saw him, but loads of people just went out and hung out with him. Well, he just hanging around.
It'd be a good comeback story if he lights up the Premier League.
It would be a good comeback story. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if he was found not guilty. I just think when these things go on for that long, surely that says that
he is.
They can't. You think he is guilty, 100%?
No. I'm saying if it goes on for this long and without saying anything,
there's no way that he's guilty in my mind, based on what I've read, based on some of the stuff I've seen, based on the fact that also, if this did happen, it was totally an accident, which just makes me think, why don't other people get punished for this? Not him. He's not the one who. It wasn't even an injection or something. Yeah, it was an oil that was rubbed into his skin or something by a physio. Like,
But this is what I'm saying. There's been players that have, you know, that have been found guilty. They don't get treated like this. So I don't know what's going on. That's what I'm saying. It's a weird one. I don't know what's going on.
well, because we haven't got any clarity, that's why he hasn't had his contract terminated. But when he does, if he does get found guilty, then they'll obviously terminate his deal. But until then, Chelsea don't have any reason to do it. Just a quick one for you as well, Daley.
Yeah.
England's World Cup group has come out. We've got.
Oh, really?
Oh God, what is going on? We've got Croatia and Panama in our group, as well as one other, and Ghana. Ghana is also in our group. So we're going to have Ghana, Croatia, and Panama in our group. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a good draw. You know, if we're talking about winning the World Cup finally, then yeah, we need to be winning that group. As simple as that.
I mean, I don't know the way they've done it. I've seen a picture from Fabrizio. He's got two sides of the draw, so I'm guessing the way he's done it like you can't really see, but you can see there's two sides, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'm guessing that we're going to be on the same side of the draw as Argentina, Spain, Uruguay, Netherlands. They're the main teams we're sort of competing with.
Right.
So I mean, that's quite challenging, to be fair. If you get into the quarters or something like that, and
it is
playing against Spain I mean, they're all quite tough. But I mean, our group is definitely winnable, even if we don't finish first. I mean, we'll finish
unless they do a Chelsea and take lead like they took Leeds lightly, and they take Panama lightly.
Oh man,
Can you imagine the scenes if Panama beat England?
Honestly, I could not imagine that. I'm not going to America. I don't know about you if you follow England or anything. I'm not doing it. The Club World Cup was enough for me. That's an expensive country.
Yeah.
Have you've been to America?
Yeah,
obviously?
I've been a lot.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Everything. Even if you want to withdraw money from the ATM, they charge you. It's like you can't get anything.
You can't go out to eat without. You have to give a tip, whether you like it or not.
I do love America. I like it, but I feel like if you don't have money, you can't really enjoy it. You know,
no,
you can't enjoy it. Like the way I live in England, I just couldn't live like that in America. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know what I think about the World Cup. I don't know. I will be happy if Tuchel sings the national anthem. He said he's actually happy to do it. He's open to singing the national anthem, which I don't know if we've ever seen a foreign manager doing that for England. Capello didn't do it, and who did we have before that? The guy who managed Man City passed away a couple of years ago. I forgot his name. Sven Goran.
Yeah, Eriksson. Yeah.
He. I don't think he sang the national anthem either. So I mean, if Tuchel does that, fair play to him. But
I just can't wait to see them have a real challenge and to see if they are the real deal under Tuchel, because I know they never lost a game, but they did lose against Senegal, didn't they?
Yes. I mean, if we're losing in games like this where it's of no real value, I don't think anyone really cares. It's just a case of, can we do it on the big stage? And to be fair to Tuchel, I'll say this. It's a bit like Maresca in the sense that in big games, in big moments, I think he's really, really good. I think he's tactically spot on. So not knockout competitions. I mean, he's proven with Chelsea when we won the Champions League, we can go toe to toe with the very, very best.
I think we're going to do well. And this time, and it won't be Gareth Southgate not starting Cole Palmer. Tuchel will start Cole Palmer
in the 10 or on the right, because I think Bellingham plays in the middle.
Hey, before we go, actually, quickly, do you think Cole Palmer's better on the right or as the 10?
Under a manager like Maresca, the 10. But if you're asking me where are you going to get the best out of Palmer if it's in the right system, then I'd say the right.
Yeah.
Because under Poch, well, I mean, I personally like Poch. A lot of people didn't like him. I like.
Did he play on the right against PSG?
No, he played in the 10.
He played in the 10, didn't he?
Yeah, he played in.
You know what it is with him? He drifts, don't he? So that's what's good about him. You can't. He's like free roaming.
Yeah, he is free roaming. But the problem is the 10 though is when you're in that area, it's very easy to mark someone like that out of a game unless they have the ability to go out wide or drop deep, etc. But it's difficult to make an impact then, because instead of somebody else being in that position, you've just left an empty space and you're occupying a different area. Whereas the thing is, when he was on the right before and we had a fullback that overlapped, not only was he there and he was causing problems, but he had some support, which he doesn't get under Maresca because you've got someone that inverts. So I understand why it doesn't work in terms of Palmer on the right. I saw it in America against, I think it was Flamengo. He played on the right and he was poor, but it's the same in like Esteval. When you've got Chalobah on the right-hand side, he's not overlapping. What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, you're going to have a bit of flair from a player who can get past one or two, but consistently, the main way you're going to make any sort of ground is give and go, or make the run. Somebody's there, or hold the ball and then unleash someone else who's overlapping you. And if you don't have that, then it's just the same pattern. You're either going to drive at a player and eventually lose the ball because you've got to run most of the pitch yourself, or you've got to be a bit more patient, which looks really boring. But I mean, you just don't have any options. So I don't think we're ever going to see Palmer on the right under Maresca unless we have an overlapping fullback, and there's nothing that says that that's ever going to happen. Which is a shame, really.
And then we've got what's his name, the teenage sensation coming next season. Quenda. So it's going to be interesting next summer if they're going to try and make some money out of Pedro Neto.
Oh, hell no.
No?
Hell no. Oh,
because then what how long do you hold Esteval back, though?
Hold him back. It's just rotation. It's a standard rotation. No way. That's like
I'm not sure. Yeah, but when you got a star player like that, like Yamal, for example, is he going to rotate Yamal with someone? You know what I mean? So it's like, well, maybe that's just the Maresca way then, isn't it? That he's going to rotate players all the time.
Oh, he has to, mate. He has to. I mean, the way modern football is, you just have to rotate. Oh my God.
What I'm saying is when we had Hazard, you wouldn't rotate Hazard, would you? You it's Hazard's. So I'm thinking there's going to come a point where Esteval is not 18 anymore, and he's the star player. He's the star player. Like Cole Palmer, you ain't gonna rotate Cole Palmer. He's the star player. So then I'm like, what does that mean for people like Pedro Neto?
Pedro Neto for me is undroppable this season, in the sense that I would
not this season.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that credit carries on into next season, and then Esteval then has to show why he should be starting ahead of Maresca, and we'll see that in the Leeds games of next season when we're under pressure, when it's cold in December. Can you keep your head? Can you compose yourself? Are you going to get the GA as well, which obviously people are expecting? But it's just standard rotation. Also, Esteval said, his agent said that he's going to be a 10 for Chelsea before they came. So I mean, that's actually saying that that means they're going to rotate. So you might have Esteval on the right, you might have in the 10, then you got Quenda in there, then you got Kendry Pyers potentially coming in. There's a lot of options, Daley. But also look at our midfield, and then you can say, well, that's actually something that can work quite well. If you've got two star players, two guaranteed stars, Enzo and Caicedo, then you've got players like Andre Santos and hopefully Asugo and Lavia. I mean, that's unbelievable depth.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So why not have that in more positions if you can get away with it?
But the difference is Caicedo and Enzo, Santos and Asugo are not getting in front of them two.
I mean, no, but I mean, it's on paper. It's Lavia. I would say Lavia could definitely get in there ahead of one of them.
Yeah, might have to get some money out of him, mate, if he carries on getting injured.
Yeah, hey man. Well, we'll see what happens. What's your score prediction for Bournemouth?
I'm gonna go. Let's go. Let's do what Leeds done to us. 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea. I'm going to go. I'm going to presume Fofana starting. And I'm going to presume that Palmer starts and maybe Esteval comes off the bench but doesn't start. Neto starts. No Caicedo in the midfield. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea. I think we score first. I think we concede, and then I think we get a winner at the end. Hopefully easier than last year, because that was a really tough game. So hey, we'll see what happens. Let us know in the comments as well if you agree with myself or Daley. What was that, mate?
No, let's see what comes true.
We'll see what happens. Thanks so much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it. Where can people find you?
My boxing page is the Daley Effect. Daley, not like every day. Daily. Like Daley Thompson, the Daley Effect.
Yep.
And then if you fancy following another Chelsea page, then it's I Hate Arsenal FC.
Oh, I love it. Best page out there, guys. Check it out. Big up to you, Daley. Thanks so much, mate.
All right, mate.